The Clapham acid attacker remains at large after 12 people were injured, including 2 3- and 8-year-old children, despite him representing a clear threat to the public. The police absurdly waited nearly a full day before publicising his name and description, initially describing him only as male. His name is Abdul Azidi.
Go back the way you came from, Abdul.
Who culturally enriched the UK after arriving on a lorry from Afghanistan.
Sky News understands that Abdul Azidi is an asylum seeker who was granted asylum on his 3rd application.
Our greatest strength strikes again. Azidi had 2 asylum claims rejected, yet remained in the country, and then was given asylum after being convicted of a sexual offence in 2018. He's still on the loose, with authorities perhaps waiting for him to send a transphobic tweet before making an arrest. But hold up, none of that matters, because the BBC has identified the real source of the problem here. Open borders, dangerous, violent criminals flooding in with no way of knowing who they are, a broken asylum system that's in absolute shambles, would-be acid attackers not only not being deported but being given the green light to remain. No, the real issue is sexism and microaggressions.
I was surprised to hear how many microaggressions that you face and have always faced.
Oh, look, and I think there's a really important message here, is that, with respect, Kirsty, the media, journalists are not interested in microaggressions. They want to hear about the most egregious
I think some of us want to hear about microaggressions.
And the stark reality is that every day women will face misogyny and microaggressions. If you're a woman of colour, it will be worse.
Really? That's your response? A sex offender illegal immigrant from Afghanistan who should have been deported attacks children with acid. And you think the issue is misogynistic comments about brown women? Microaggressions. Not deporting convicted sex offenders who are failed asylum seekers.
His asylum status, though, is not really the issue of concern.
His asylum status is of no concern. I mean, the very fact that him being given asylum, despite being a convicted sex offender, allowed the attack to happen, that's of no concern, especially in comparison to mean street comments, maybe wolf whistles. The real problem here is, wait for it, incel culture.
We see ever-increasing incel culture.
Maybe we can find a way to blame Andrew Tate too. Anything to avoid talking about the real cause.
What you need to deal with is the social causes of it. And this is, acid attacks are a crime of misogyny. They're about men trying to exercise control over women by reducing them to their looks and then destroying those looks.
Yeah, because I'm sure if Abdul, at some point after he dropped off the back of that lorry from Afghanistan, had just been sat down and given a stern lecture about women's rights and the immorality of misogynistic comments, he would have never even considered chucking acid in the faces of 12 people, including a toddler. At this point, it's really almost beyond parody. The case also once again highlights the grift of fake refugees claiming to be Christian to get asylum. We now learn, of course, that again, in this case, it was all bollocks, with the attacker's friends describing him as a good Muslim. The Liverpool suicide bomber pulled the same scam. Izidi underscores once again how the cult of diversity causes real-world harm, because it greases the skids for these kind of monsters to be treated with sympathy and given asylum. Time and time again, we're browbeaten into thinking that these men are fleeing danger, when in reality, they are the danger. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website, modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.